Balance on the wind. Find the perfect water and hope the day won't end. Tune into the outside from the inside once again. Listen to the thunder and watch an eagle soar. We call it living inside the great outdoors.
Good morning. This is Joe Castaway Coolis. You're listening to Inside the Great Outdoors, and I hope you're awake because of the time change. We're all here, so hope you're all there.
Joe's never all here. But this is Dr. Norm, and sitting across from me,
Big Daddy Carl Bechtel in the house, fresh off a couple of days at the JDM out Fishing and Outdoor Show.
And what does JDM stand for?
Jeff from Mogador Bait and Tackle. It's the Jeff Morgan family. So
Oh, is that it, JDM?
yeah, that's his initials.
Oh,
good.
so a good show?
Oh, it's awesome.
Oh, that's
Wow.
wonderful.
Very,
I was
very
going to
great,
go on Friday, but the weather was so crummy when I was going to.
great turnout.
Great.
The lots of guys that are stopping by, and lots of the other vendors are saying it's the best show they've been to all year.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
So, just crowd.
Really?
Yeah, people are coming out.
Wow. That's great to hear because,
Spring is on the horizon.
yeah, I'll
That's
tell
right.
you what.
Everybody's
Ooh,
exciting.
yeah.
Everybody's excited.
What are the
Even though it
hours
snowed
today?
Today's 12 to 4.
12 to 4?
Yep.
Only 4 hours.
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was like 10.
No.
Oh, because I'm going to come.
Good.
Good thing I thought about going right after the show.
Do you
but
have 2 pens with you?
2 pens?
Yeah.
For
for
signing
all
autographs?
Yeah.
No.
You got
Shoot.
a lot of books?
Oh,
Did
yeah,
you
I
take
got a lot of books. I
books?
never thought of that.
Oh, Joe, where are you
Really?
at? Yeah.
I don't know. Not with it. I used to love doing shows, but now, it's a drain. So that's
Not
only
4 hours isn't a drain.
No,
that's
not
not
bad
bad.
at all.
No.
I thought it was like 10 to 6.
You'll be a
or
very
so.
popular attraction at the show. Be like a living fossil. That's it.
Living fossil. Living fossil. I saw you pass me this morning. Did you see me?
Well, I couldn't help it. You
Did
were,
you see
you
me?
know.
But how come we
I
got
was
here at
only
the
going
exact
60.
same time?
'Cause
All
you
you see is
sped
the
up.
back of his head.
Yeah.
No, I stay right with you.
Uh-huh.
I was right behind those 2 semis you were past.
Yeah, I didn't want to stay behind them, and
Yeah.
I wanted to go around them. So.
They because they were going downtown.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
2 of them. Usually you don't see those semis in the morning. It's only the cars, and they're going 90. I didn't see any crazy guys this morning. Well, there
I
was
just saw
one.
you. That's all.
There was one here when you get off the freeway,
Yeah.
or right on my tail. Doesn't even give me a chance to get over.
Mhm.
God, and you got to worry so much that they won't take a gun and shoot you. Man, it's so scary, this world we're in, unfortunately. But so only 4 hours. That'll be an easy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come by, talk to people.
Yeah.
Lots of folks were asking about you. Lots of listeners were
Really?
stopping by.
Because
Probably more than 20.
you're kidding.
No.
Really? And just at the Cascray booth
Just all over
or anywhere.
at the seminar, the crappie seminars I did.
How
just
did that
walking
go?
around. People would just stop me when I was walking around,
Really?
checking out the other booths and stuff. And
Wow.
yeah. Met some really nice folks, and
Is the guy
Dale
with
was
the
there.
drones
Dale was
again?
there. He was at the booth.
Who?
Dale.
Dale.
Deemer.
Oh,
Listener Dale.
yeah,
Pancake Dale.
yeah. Oh, that. Oh, God. Okay.
Joe, do
Says-
you still have that plexiglass cage like the Pope has, when you go to these shows?
Yeah.
Oh. So the seminars.
Maybe Michael Bray can loan you his
Yeah.
Pope mobile.
Oh. How did the seminars go?
Real good.
Did they?
Yeah. I'd probably, 20
That's good.
something on Friday and probably closer to 30 yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
Oh.
good. Good stuff. Lots of happy folks.
Yeah.
So
Were they
good,
buying
good deals.
stuff?
Oh yeah, they were cracking them wallets a little bit, and
Good. That's a good sign.
a lot of the guys were happy. So
Yeah.
even some of the outfitters that are there they booked some trips, and
Oh.
there's some few charter captains and a couple of hunting lodges and
Yeah.
people that have hunting property, and
Is the guy with the drones
So-
from last year there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who else? I was trying to think from last year, but not the boat guy.
no,
Oh. Huh. I know they had some trouble with the older models, the foot pedals,
yeah,
and it took them a while to get it straightened out, I guess. But
yeah, they've got the hunting blind people, and they got some catfish guys are there.
are there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anvil rods people and Cat Daddy Fishing is there, and
What about
there's a
the
few of 'em.
rod guy that you interviewed from the last show? Where were you at last? What
the
show was
rod
that?
guy.
A couple weeks ago, you did a video. Oh, and you showed the divers and the send and stuff.
Oh, that was in Kentucky.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because you talked to a rod maker there.
That's what's his name? His name's Reynolds. Was it John? John Reynolds, maybe, from Outlaw Rods?
What is it?
Maybe John.
No, I mean the rod.
Outlaw
Outlaw rods.
Yeah, he's not there, but there's the Northeast Ohio Crappie Club is there, and
Oh,
they have a few Outlaw rods for sale.
Is that the
Oh.
one I bought?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice rod.
Yeah, they're sweet. That's the one I have. That's the one you bought
Oh.
at the Crappie tournament.
what,
up in
what
Sandusky.
makes it a good crappie rod?
It's light, it's sensitive, and it's versatile. They're strong. You can use them in different applications. You can jig with it. You can cast
So
it. You can,
sensitivity is very
Yeah.
important in a
Oh, yeah.
rod.
Mhm.
And if you go to buy a rod, how can you test that it is sensitive? How could somebody,
Well,
if
there's
they
all
want to
sorts
buy
of
a
different
rod
ways.
and they're looking,
You don't whip it.
Yeah.
A lot of people whip them.
yeah.
You don't whip them. You
So what
gently
do you-
put them on the floor.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way
And
to do it.
You
What's
gotta,
that?
Carl?
you got it. There's all different types,
Yeah.
and it's all about the speed of the rod. They make rods that are fast.
Explain that.
A fast tip is one that's very whippy, just at the tip,
Just as a tip.
and then it gets stiffer as it's going down the
And what would you
Towards the
classify
handle.
that as?
a fast rod.
A fast rod.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now, a rod like the rod that Rick from Cascray has, the RP3 crappie rod,
Yeah.
it is a moderate tip
Okay.
but light action. So
So
it's a
explain
really light
that.
rod. It's a little bit stiffer, but it still has good
Good-
feel to it,
To the
to
top.
where you can fight.
Yeah,
It's not
okay.
like a pool cue,
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
some
That
rods
would be
are
called
like
a slow.
yeah,
Okay.
Moderate.
yeah, slow. Slow.
Okay. So how does an individual picks up a rod? How does he?
Well, you can tell by the feel, like Norm said. You can
Just
gently put it on the ground, but be careful.
Yeah.
Don't like rub the eyelets of the rod
No.
on the ground and stuff, because
You just
we had some
gently
guys
press
doing
it.
that.
You
Yeah.
gently press it.
Just,
And feel the tension on it.
oh, okay.
The other thing you can do is if you're holding the rod, you can flick it with your finger to see what it feels like.
Okay. Okay.
And
That's
I've
probably
actually
the
had
best.
guys that they'll have a rod that has line on it,
Yeah.
that has a reel and line on it,
Yeah.
and they'll take the line and take it out of the eyelets and let it hang there. and you hold the line with your finger and the rod with your thumb on the back of the rod,
Yeah.
and they'll clap the line, and you can feel it all the way up the
Really?
rod. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how sensitive they are.
It depends
Wow.
on
So-
what kind of lure you're using. Too.
Yeah.
If you're using very tiny lures, you want those sensitive
Oh, yeah.
tips.
Yeah.
You know, if you're plugging or using heavy
Right.
jigs,
Right.
you know, like for smallmouth
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that, you want a little stouter rod. You know,
Yeah.
right, Carl?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, if you're using crankbaits and heavier stuff,
So
or
a
even
good-
if you're using soft plastics or worm fishing, you want
Yeah.
a stiffer rod.
So
you
a
can
good
feel the hit.
salesman can help you
Oh,
Absolutely.
sure.
and
Yeah.
can kind of
And those guys will help you. You know,
Kinda,
if you're a
yeah.
novice, they're going to help you.
They're
tell you what you just told
absolutely,
us.
and there's 100 different kinds of bass rods,
Yeah.
catfish rods, saltwater, freshwater,
Right.
ultralights, microlights. But those guys, that's what they're there for. That's
And
their
they're
business.
nice guys. They're
Yeah.
going to spend the time with you. They're
And
really
the
gonna
thing that
spend-
I always tell people is, especially with folks that are just starting or learning that may
Yeah.
not know the different,
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, I just go to Walmart and pick one I like because it's purty. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
No,
fine.
No.
That's fine. You
But-
can do that.
But
But if you want to learn more about it and maybe upgrade your
which will increase your percentage of catching fish.
absolutely, it'll increase the
Yeah.
your experience,
Yeah.
your experience, not just catching, but you'll be able to feel the
Because
fish.
it could be a difference. I didn't even get a bite.
Yeah,
And, I was getting bites, but they were so light they didn't take it.
exactly.
Because otherwise you'd say, there were no fish.
Right.
Well, you
may
might
not
have
be
been getting
feeling 'em.
bites and you didn't know it.
Yep. I always tell people there's no dumb questions.
Yeah.
If you don't know, it's okay. Nobody's going to laugh you
Yeah.
out of the building.
But that's where
If you go to a dealer and say, I'm looking for something I can use to catch panfish and maybe some bass
Yeah.
and stuff, just sort of an all around.
right.
And that's like one of those outlaw rods.
Mhm.
And
So what would you say if they wanted just
or one
like
of
that?
Rick's rods, the same thing. That light action RP3 rod he has, it's 6'8". It's a 2-piece, so you can take it apart and
Okay.
keep it in your car without.
Does that have any
sticking it out the
bearing
window.
on the use or the sensitivity or any of those
Oh.
things?
No.
Brian Rumbowski was there yesterday,
Oh,
and he's online now.
yeah.
And he liked my living fossil comment. So
Oh.
did Tim Wilcox. But Brian Rumbowski wanted me to pass along a message.
Okay.
Stop interrupting Carl and Norm. Thanks, Brian.
Is it that
Boy,
bad?
Joe,
No.
you
Oh.
better not go to the Museum of Natural History.
Why they won't let me out?
That's right. They're going to take it back in your diorama.
Yeah. Go put you in one of
That's
those
right.
cages,
They're gonna put him on the mural that's out front riding that dinosaur.
So at the show would be, I guess, somebody that wants a rod.
Yeah.
That would be ideal thing to do.
Oh,
today.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And even like a tackle shop, like Mogador Bait and Tackle, or,
Yeah.
or any tackle shop. Just go
Great
talk to 'em.
Lakes. Go to Great Lakes.
Great Lakes Outdoor
It's gonna
Supply.
help you.
Yeah, those guys, they know what they're talking about.
Because you know that the average person that doesn't know is afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Because they think it's a,
a
dumb
lot of times
question.
they think, oh no,
Right.
I don't want to look stupid.
Probably because they went to
Yeah, not
Walmart.
stupid.
Well, that guy
Well,
don't
you
know
don't want to
anything.
go to a big box store,
Yeah.
know,
Right.
unless you want to get
It depends.
Yeah, it depends.
Sometimes you'll find somebody who
Right.
knows a little bit of something,
Yeah.
and they might
and
help
sometimes it's just a
You know,
a
you're not
teenage
gonna
kid
find-
that doesn't
Right.
know.
He likes to fish, but he don't.
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because-
it's
And what are those price ranges on those better rods?
Not that much.
the RP3 rod's only $60.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's a B&M blank. B&M is a rod maker.
Right.
They make a lot of different crappie rods and
Right.
things like that, and they sponsor pros and everything
Right.
else. But Rick worked with the guys at B&M to develop this lighter action, more
Oh.
versatile rod
Yeah.
at a lower price
So the
point.
Cascade boots would be the ideal place to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll let you know.
Yeah.
They
And
got a lot of lures to
Yeah.
help you along.
Yeah.
yeah, they got bass stuff, walleye stuff, crappie stuff, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Ooh, well,
It's,
it's time for a break.
But there's, I mean, and go to all the booths and look, because these guys are, there's a lot of cool stuff that's
Really?
like, wow. I'm still amazed at the whole catfish thing. I just can't get over it. How,
Really?
Yeah, I'm still
I
in
know I
shock.
keep
Is
from
there a
hearing
booth
Kentucky.
there that gives you recipes for catfish?
Yes,
Good.
they have a hunt chef. The hunt chef guy is there, and they've got a whole line of spices and sauces and all sorts of stuff and recipes. And he does cooking demos. And
Oh, wow.
it's a very diverse show. The pickle people are there. They got the pickles.
Yeah.
Oh, the sweet horseradish pickles are so
Oh,
good, and the garlic pickles, and they've got so good.
Oh,
So
good. Well, we got to take a break because we got a lot to talk about, but hopefully that would enlighten some people that, now's the springtime and you want to get a rod. That's the ideal, or at least it's the information of how to be a smart shopper
yeah,
and get your money's worth.
get your and get something that there'll be some people not there. I haven't talked to anybody there. It's like that, but there'll be people that are like, you need to buy a $500
Yeah,
this and a
no.
five. You don't need
no,
that.
no, you don't need that.
No.
And that's what I always tell people in my seminars. I fish on a budget. I got kids.
Sure.
I got a life.
Sure.
But you can still make it work.
Sure.
And-
Okay. Good. Well, 216-901-0945 is the phone number. Hopefully that helped a little bit, which I learned some stuff too. So it's because there is so much out there, it might seem a little overwhelming.
I was telling them about your cooking. Oof.
Oh, we'll talk about that. We'll take a break. You're listening to Inside the Great Outdoors on a beautiful Sunday morning. Hopefully you're awake because of the time change. So we'll talk on the other side.
Whether you're a novice or a well-seasoned angler, if you want that extra edge in catching more fish, you want one of the many species of Kodiak scent. Made from real bait fish, Kodiak fishing scents are made from pure freeze-dried bait. Freeze drying enhances the scent considerably, making it the most potent fishing scent available to the fishermen today. It comes in many flavors, including shad, crayfish, salmon egg, and the most popular, minnow. Add the paste to your lures, it really sticks. And when a fish hits, it doesn't let go. And if you use tube jigs, try the tube injector. This handy syringe is made especially to be inserted into a tube jig. Kodiak fishing scents are now available online at castaway.com. That's castaway with a K.com. If you want to catch fish, you want Kodiak from Coulis.
Thanks for listening to the Inside the Great Outdoors podcast. If you have any questions, comments, or stories you'd like to share, shoot us an email at jcoulis@castaway.com. That's Castaway with a K. We'll share your comments with our audience on the following week's show. Thanks again for listening to Inside the Great Outdoors.
Welcome back. Listening to Inside the Great Outdoors. Time change Sunday. So that means it won't be getting dark tonight till like 7:30 or something like that. And unfortunately in the mornings it'll be a while before it gets light, but that's okay because it's really dark out there. But in reality it's only a little bit 20 after 6 yesterday. So it'll be a while before that thing goes through or we get the longer days. Chickens are getting a little better with the daylight, but they're still really.
Did you change their clocks?
No, I actually have to change the light clock because I had lights go on at 5:30 and go off at daylight in the mornings and then go on at like sunset. So I used to leave it, but it seems like it gets goofed up, so I'm going to just change it, and get it to be regular time. I don't know. They're talking like maybe they'll keep it permanent. It was on the news a lot, so I don't know. So if they left it alone, what are we on now?
What?
Time?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Daylight savings time.
Is now daylight savings?
Yes.
Okay. So isn't that the normal, what people want? The majority, daylight savings to stay. They're talking about it.
I think either way, nobody cares. So just leave it alone one way or the other.
Well, exactly. Yeah, whichever it is, leave it alone. So
Doesn't save anything.
no, but so hopefully it'll be. We'll leave this alone come fall. They won't change anything. So, hopefully things will happen that way. So let's go to the phone lines, man. We got this guy trained finally after all these years. He learns not to call in the last 5 minutes. Good morning, Hamden.
I'm like a broken leg. If you just let it go, it's really not going to end well. So, you got to do something about it. So I've been.
Oh, okay.
Gentlemen.
Yeah,
Gentlemen, time change mania. Catch it. We got it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But all that aside, good morning. Thanks for taking the call, and thanks for being there. So, all right, I haven't even turned on the radio. I'm working without a net right now. You got Doc Norm there?
Yeah,
He's here.
I was here.
Good. Okay, check him for a pulse. That's a good thing. And he's going to come out of the corner.
I got my pulse oximeter on. I always put that on in the morning. Yeah.
Yes. Can you take this thing off of me? Why? I don't want to know.
Yeah, I even got here a little bit early this morning. Joe was climbing out of his sarcophagus.
Yes. If you ever watch the old Stargate series or the actual movie, yeah. Hang on, I got to do a quick rejuvenate. This is rocking, though. You got to look at the forecast for this week. Our ship may have come in. The only problem is for the working folks, they're all bummed out, because it's going to happen during the work week. But it looks like our weather's going to carry over. Overnight lows not being and freezing, all that. I had to work this past week to get rid of stacked up ice that came from our Polish vortexes we experienced and get rid of it. We ran out of ground warmth finally, and then it just stacked up, and it was really tough to get rid of with the gravel driveway, but we did it. Otherwise, it was suicide out there. Geez, Pete. But speaking of ice, Carl, I know you'll be issuing the warnings for the edges of the pondages and the lakeages.
Oh, there's lots of places where you're not getting on the lakes anymore, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
And if it looks like it's okay out in the middle, probably not.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but you can't get out to the
Right.
middle anyway, so don't even think about it.
Yeah, somebody said this past Wednesday they were driving down I-76 out towards Youngstown, and we're driving over Lake Milton, and there were actually 2 shanties out on the ice.
Are you kidding me?
And I'm like, those people are nuts.
Ooh.
They are
Yeah.
completely insane to go out
It's not that important.
looking to catch a couple little walleyes or,
No fish
or
is worth it.
crappies or whatever. It's just wait a week and do some
Yeah.
open water fishing.
But is it? It seems like in the past when you go early like that, it's still not good, right? When
It
it's
depends. Sometimes you'll
really.
you'll hit them, and sometimes depends where you go.
Yeah.
A lot of
But
guys fish spillways,
Oh yeah, right.
and they catch saw guys
Right.
and
But if you
northern
just,
pike
it seems
and-
like when I've gone to a pond, just like right now, after things are just ice just off, it's still slow.
Well, I know how you fish, so
Right. Yeah. Well,
well, Joe's. He'll find a little pond like at his house, and he'll throw like a 10-inch worm and wonder why they're not biting. He can't get a hook in them.
Yeah, isn't that how you do it?
No, you got to match the hatch, Joe.
He'll find this old cream lure from the 1949s,
Yeah,
with
the
all
first-
the hooks in
the
it.
first
and stuff.
cream lure.
Yeah.
What's
And
wrong
he'll
with that?
peel it out of the
Joe,
package,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Can Joe use a magnetic diver off of a dock casting?
no, I've
Only
tried
we
it, but
will
it don't
find
work
out.
too good.
Yeah, he
I'm
used
telling
to
you.
when he was
I'm
younger. He
telling
just
you.
run along the bank.
exactly. You know what we try to temper on this show, it seems, is you got pansiatic notions about, oh my God, be safe, be safe, be safe. Well, I'm going to be so safe I won't even be breathing and do nothing. We try to strike a balance. This is the worst time of year, other than when we go the other way in the late fall.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at it. You got guys climbing the walls. You got guys, okay, I sharpen my hooks like the old school notion. Sharpen your hooks, go over your fishing stuff, tie your flies through the winter for fly fishing. But then we get into the riskies, and this is the start of it, where we bust off ice, we got the edges, then we get out into open water time. But if you go over the side, you don't have a Mustang suit on, guess what?
Yeah,
hypothermia is going to grab you and take you bye-bye.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's a balance, and so you change your techniques to strike that balance so that you are safe, and then you're not screwed up. And I don't know, the old man used to have a phrase, hey, kid, use your head for something other than a hat rack.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And I hated it because he was right.
Joe just makes sure his fly is up,
Yeah.
Yeah. Zippery is fundamental. I like it. Very good.
Well, it's right when you're using it every 15 minutes.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
I see I've helped the show down the funnel.
Yeah.
It
don't matter if it's daytime or nighttime.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, well,
in his later years, Joe fishes a lot with wet flies.
Right. We prefer the term
flies.
We prefer the term moist.
Oh, jeez. All right. Hope you have a wonderful week.
He depends on it.
Well,
these two
on
guys.
the heels of this and what I have spawned on the show, I'm a hey, toodles.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, you guys. Oh, my God.
We even had, I was talking to a gentleman yesterday who was there with his granddaughter, and he's a big fan. And he said he really enjoys when Hamden Bob calls. So, Bob, you have a fan. And he likes when Lenny calls and tells his jokes. So,
well, that's
retired firefighter from Willoughby.
It's interesting
still
to
lives
hear.
out there and listens.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear people's reaction, people's what they like or dislike, But yeah, that's interesting to hear that. I think we have more listeners and more avid listeners than we realize.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think they like the spontaneity of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be.
It's not
scripted.
It's not
so
scripted. I mean, we have our little segments.
We have
but
your
even
segments.
The segments aren't really scripted.
No, they're
just the time.
The time is scripted.
Everybody does their thing.
Right. So. Right. Everybody has their interest and what they like and do, and that's why, and we mentioned, I think, that off the air. The reason that the show is, let me say, successful or enjoyed or liked, whichever you want to say,
popular,
is because we all, what was that?
Popular.
Is that we all like doing it. And it's not, oh boy, I got to do this and you have to write it out or whatever. We enjoy it. And I think that comes across in the spontaneity. And I know people like to hear us laugh. And thank goodness I'm a big pincushion. But so these guys have something to poke at all the time. I'm tough.
Oh, you poke back.
Right.
Back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Two. How could two against one be one against two?
Yeah, with the
You're right.
dinks and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Dink catcher. And, see?
But I don't do that on the air much.
Well, you don't pick on Norm so much because he gives you medical advice.
Yeah. Well, let's take a
he reads your EKGs for you.
All right. We'll take or the dogs. We'll take a break and we'll be back on the other side.
Just take those old records off the shelf. I sit and listen to them by myself. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I
If you troll for walleye, steelhead, or even salmon, you need to check out Castaway's Magnetic Divers. The release is magnetic, so if it trips accidentally, no need to retrieve it. Simply give the line slack, it sinks and resets itself automatically. When fishing is slow, trip the diver when trolling. It will come up through the water column and very often trigger a strike because you are now covering different depths. It can be set to go off to the right, left, or straight behind the boat. It comes in 3 sizes and different colors. Why not try one today? You can order them online at castaway.com. That's castaway.com with a K. You will not only improve your fishing success, but will make trolling fun again because of no more retrieving after a false release. That's Castaway's Magnetic Diver at www.castaway.com with a K.
Thanks for listening to the Inside the Great Outdoors podcast. If you have any questions, comments, or stories you'd like to share, shoot us an email at jcoulis@castaway.com. That's Castaway with a K. We'll share your comments with our audience on the following week's show. Thanks again for listening to Inside the Great Outdoors.
Welcome back. Listening to Inside the Great Outdoors on a beautiful Sunday morning. And don't forget to change your clock. So we probably have some listeners that...
You haven't changed it by now.
Well, no, but I'm sure there are some listeners that are just going to tune in another 25 minutes because they didn't change their clock. But I actually changed a bunch of them like midday, so I knew I'd have them changed. Because there are a few that are automatic. Alexa is... some of the...
You know, my truck is. I was surprised.
Yes, oh yes.
Yeah.
Trucks are. There are some that are, what I did learn that you could have mobile Wi-Fi. So I had that little freeze dryer that I'm using to make the bombs and some of my other stuff. And so they have, with the newer models, where you can get a home control from your phone, which I think is really good because I have it in another building. And the problem is if it would end in the middle of the night, that's not good. You want it to do the cycle. It's so automatic because it's made for the people to put in their house, that don't know anything about freeze drying. And I have a little bit of a knowledge on it. So I talked to them, and I could turn it into a pharmaceutical unit where I have complete control. Right now, it's all automatic, and I kind of don't like that because I just ordered 10,000 waxworms, and I'm going to get waxworms going. And
so if there's a shortage out there, now you know why.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, there is.
I know.
Because I keep calling to him when will you have, he sells the other, but to buy 5 or 10,000, it's when he has enough. And very nice gentleman. I think Missouri. I'm not sure. Anyway, he has enough, so he's sending me 10,000 on Monday. So I'll have them Tuesday, Wednesday. But so they have.
What's the best way to keep waxworms?
Refrigerated.
Refrigerated.
Yes. My project is
No.
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 Uh-oh. Sorry there, Doc.
Do not refrigerate waxworms.
Maggots, you've refrigerated.
Maggots you
Yes.
refrigerate.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
Waxworms.
Yes.
No.
No, you're
They'll
right.
die.
Yeah, you're right. Well, for me, it don't matter.
Right.
Actually, I wonder, could I refrigerate?
If you refrigerate waxworms, they die and turn black. And that's not what you want.
No, well, here's what I got to do.
The fresh color.
Yes. So what I have to do when they come,
you
they're
keep
in.
them cool though, or in a cool spot.
Yeah, but you don't put them in
a
the fridge.
refrigerator.
Yeah.
I usually throw mine on top of the refrigerator, and they're fine.
Oh, so what I have to do, because they come in sawdust, I don't want the sawdust, so I have to put them on trays with a screen, and hopefully the sawdust will fall through. It's a project, but then I put them on trays and freeze them, because then I freeze dry them. But with this particular app, I'm hoping I can control it enough because I don't want them to get done so fast, because what you do is add heat. That's the way freeze drying works. You freeze it and add heat, and that sublimates the moisture out.
You don't want to dehydrate them.
No. So, but with this unit, I could actually, with my phone, I'm going to bed, it's 10 o'clock, it's going to end in 2 hours, I can just extend it till 6, 8 in the morning. But it's so automatic, I don't know what I'll be able to do. But I did do a load, and they came out nice. I did a second load, and it came out brown. They look like mealworms. So I want them to look good. So I learned a bit, but it's pretty. I don't have Wi-Fi though in that building. So, but I did learn there is such a thing as a mobile Wi-Fi thing. I guess they have them in Ford trucks now and some other vehicles. So I can work around it.
Called a hotspot.
Yes, smart, very good, a hotspot.
I think I have Wi-Fi in my truck.
Mm-hmm.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got so many things in that truck.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they are.
Yeah. So if I could do that, and it's not too costly, because to put internet in there, that's senseless. But the units may be $60, $70, and then they charge you so much as you use it, and I don't know what that'll be. But it might be worth being able to look at my phone and say, oh, okay, I know what's happening, I can change. And
I'll tell you now.
Yeah.
Because all the TV stations have mobile hotspots and stuff that you can buy and put in vehicles.
Yeah.
Do not leave your mobile hotspot on.
Oh.
Turn it off when you're done, or your bill will be
astronomical. Huh?
Yep.
So I could turn it on
and turn it off
and turn it
when you're done.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now that makes a lot of sense, because I'll only need it for a minute. Maybe 2 minutes.
Well, if it turns on the dehydrator, or we'll turn it off, or whatever, then turn it off. So.
Oh, okay. So just when I want to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm looking at that, but I got that ordered, and so I'm good on that. I made sure I ordered containers for the divers, so I have that. And then I ordered new catalog sheets that has all the products. I designed it, a lot of work, but kind of enjoyable. But it's going to be a fold catalog, so it'll be like 4 sides.
Geez.
So it has everything.
It's like an encyclopedia of.
Yeah, because it has.
Castaways.
I have so many different things, so I need to show. So
Where
I got.
Did you get a hieroglyphic for diver?
I don't know how. I don't know if they make that yet.
Is it in papyrus or?
Yeah.
That's the lid on his sarcophagus is a magnet. It's a magnetic.
Right.
Snap.
Sure, isn't that the best way?
Yeah, it sets itself.
Right. Yeah.
Just kicks the bottom and the lid goes.
Right. So I've been busy, and
those little things you see on TV for closing doors.
Yeah.
I've been showing those off. The guys are looking, man. They like them.
What's that?
Your divers.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I got a good supply of that. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to think ahead. So I have. I don't want to get cut short. The worst thing is get an order and you can't fill it. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's
how are you set on chicken livers?
Okay, so I have my buddy working on. I have this. It makes the ring, you see on packaging.
Yeah.
So
ringworm?
I have. Pardon?
Ringworm?
No.
Oh, okay.
And it is. That's what I use to make the chicken livers. In fact, I have some in the freezer I'm taking out this week to thaw, and I'm going to be getting chicken livers. I did work this week on making some shrimp. I cut the shrimp up a little bit and make the sacks. And so I've got, I got that in you, but I'm planning, I got to get, so my buddy's going to make it, because I have to use 2 hands to make these little, it's a gauze like you'd put on your finger if you had a bandage.
To roll them.
Yeah. So I have to crimp it and then force with a little hand tool, force the chicken livers in, and then I have to crimp it again twice, because then I go to the next one. Well, the problem is I need my two hands, but there's a trigger on the crimper. So my buddy's working a thing where I could have a bar across and I could use my hands to kind of pull back to actuate it. So I'm trying to get that, but I'm trying to be ahead of everything so it'll go smoothly. And now's the time when you can't be doing anything anyway outside to get all this going. And so that's the project I've been working, which is exciting in a way. It's a problem, but problem solving is kind of interesting, especially when you solve the problem. And right now it's production. So that's what I'm working on. And with the divers, I'm having materials, having products, having everything, so you're not cut short. That's the whole secret, I think, now. And that's, I mean, from 6 in the morning till 10 at night, you got to be devoting the time to it or you'll be in trouble. And I don't want to be cut short. So that's actually a pretty full-time thing. I'm still trying to get some of the I'm putting the Facebook things up from the old television shows and checking the snares and on and on. I got to talk to Rick today to see. I have something posted all the way through almost the end of March, every day something. But I didn't know if he said I need to have a short every day or just a YouTube, because some are shorts and some are regular. So that's what I got to talk to him about and learn more, because he knows all that stuff. So it's a full-time job almost, but like I said, it is
a full-time job.
Yeah, it is for one person, but quality control is very important. And if I'm doing it...
Not on YouTube.
Not on YouTube, yeah. I'll tell you what,
There's a lot of bad stuff on YouTube.
Is there?
It's not real. I was thinking about that with your history in making television shows and the way it used to be compared to now.
Yeah.
Because with all the technology changes and everything else, like everybody's got their own fishing show.
Wow.
They put it on YouTube. They put it on.
And I don't watch
Facebook,
them. So
TikTok, anybody can take their cell phone and even a little.
Are they just too
catching bluegills
commercialized or
no?
They're just.
There's a lot of people that are just, they're just really boring people, and they don't. It's just they're not really smooth, and they're not professional about it, and it's just sometimes this. But then there are some that are really good, and it's. But the problem is you got to dig through the whole barrel of apples to find a good one.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of rotten apples out there.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, well, we'll talk more about that. You're listening to Inside the Great Outdoors Sunday morning, and hopefully you'll enjoy what we have to say and maybe learn a little bit. So, take a break and be back. For those that fish like...
Do you enjoy a good story about hunting or fishing? Then you need to get your hands on Tales from the Trails, the real-life adventures of Castaway Coulis. Take a journey around the world with Joe as he recounts some of his best hunting and fishing trips, from Africa to Alaska, from behind the Iron Curtain to Australia. You can share in his memories through the book, complete with pictures to take you on the journey. It's a trip back in time looking through the eyes of an outdoors legend. Order your copy today on Amazon or at castaway.com. That's Castaway with a K.com. Thanks for listening to the Inside the Great Outdoors podcast. If you have any questions, comments, or stories you'd like to share, shoot us an email at jcoulis@castaway.com. That's Castaway with a K. We'll share your comments with our audience on the following week's show. Thanks again for listening to Inside the Great Outdoors.
Welcome back. Listen to Inside the Great Outdoors Sunday morning. It's nice. It's light out, so and it's
A little cloudy, but
yeah, but it's
Gonna clear
light
up.
out and it's 8 o'clock.
supposed to be
It's-
nice.
It's not 8. You're going to be and this weather this week could be 70 on Friday. Going to be dry.
Supposed to be
And that's-
50 today.
Yeah, and that's what we need is dry.
Mhm.
They did say above normal moisture, which that's not too good for the next 2-3 weeks.
Oh,
but
there's been
also
people out
above.
fishing, open water fishing, not ice fishing, open water.
Yeah.
Folks are out. I got some good reports coming. So
Okay, good.
of where they're actually catching some fish. I
Ooh.
wasn't, but
Did you go?
some folks. Yeah, I went a few times.
Did you?
Yeah, out the Portage Lakes area, and it was fun. I had a good time.
Did you?
Saw some bald eagles flying around, some
Yeah.
muskrats.
Oh, okay.
They're mating at this time
Okay.
of year,
Yeah.
aren't they?
So-
a lot of the hawks and eagles.
Monday
and
or
owls.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm driving and wow, a turkey buzzard. I
They're
mean,
all
like
over the
Monday.
place. Yeah.
Yeah,
So then, okay,
they've been all over
and
the place.
and then there are more and more through the week,
Mhm.
and crows.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm going in the house and I could hear the red wing blackbirds
Yep.
on my pond.
And them,
I heard
too.
them
Yeah.
when I was fishing. I was going
Yeah.
to tell
Yeah.
you about them.
And then I looked, and here's my first robin. Now, some overwinter, but not where I'm at.
Oh, there have
So-
been robins all
There have
year.
been-
But not
all
where I'm
winter.
at.
You
So
need
that's
to
a
get-
good
you need to
sign
get out
for me.
more.
Yeah,
But then the other thing is, I looked outside, and here my daffodils are coming up.
There you go.
there you.
So
They
go.
might
that's-
be blooming by the end of the week.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, all of those signs are.
The crocuses
Whoa.
are popping up.
Yep.
Yep.
The snowdrops are popping up.
Yep.
What's a snowdrop?
A little white flower.
Little white flower.
They
Okay.
look like little.
Yeah, but all of those
Pieces of
signs
Paper
snow.
whites.
put together, okay, the animals and the plants.
Another sign, and this is really cool. Check with your local Metro Park because they're doing the salamander hikes
Oh,
right now.
Yeah.
And it might be tough this week, but because they usually like when it rains a little bit.
oh,
Um,
I'm
but
sure- I
the
think
salamanders
rain
are out and crossing the roads, and
yeah, next
they'll
weekend.
be laying eggs, and the frogs, the spring peepers will be
Yeah, I haven't
peeping.
heard those
Wood
yet.
frog.
Wood
But-
frogs will be quacking.
You know that wildlife and plants know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the weatherman and this. That's the true forecast when you
The
can see.
harbingers of spring.
Right, exactly, and they're here now, and not just one thing. When you start
The
seeing
herons
more,
are building nests.
are they?
Yep.
When you see all that put together, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. But it's
Oh, yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when I got up this morning at, let's see, 'cause I got up at 4. Yeah, it was about 4.
for this time.
Yeah, this morning,
Wow.
because I was worried about not getting up. So
Yeah,
I woke
yeah.
up early.
Yeah.
My phone's dead, so
Oh.
I didn't have an alarm.
Oh.
I set the Alexa, but then I looked at this morning and the time was wrong on the Alexa. So
Really?
I still have a Big Ben.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. The but I
I'm in
woke
the
up
dark
anyway.
ages.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm like, I told Alexa to set an alarm for like 5:15,
Yeah.
and I woke up at 5:15 without the alarm. So, weird. I got that little
Yeah. Built in.
circadian rhythm in there.
Built
yeah,
in,
I
yeah.
do too. I
Yeah.
just wake up.
Yeah.
Yep. But it was funny because, it's dark out, and I got up and Gilly wants to go outside, and the robins are singing and the birds are chirping, and it's still
Really?
dark
out
out.
there and about. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing their thing too.
Yeah.
So,
They're all shaking their fists at one another.
That's odd how they're
yeah.
how they would know. They don't know about a clock, but
Sure they do.
Sure they do.
They do it by the stars and the moon phase.
yeah,
and
It's
the,
but the
ingrained
universal
in their
clock.
brain.
Yeah.
It's ingrained
Right.
in their
Yeah.
brain.
What I'm saying, it's not like our clocks.
no.
Is what I'm saying, and so it's interesting how they know what's happened. That just it's so nice after this winter, and we've been kind of spoiled because the last few years has been mild, and so when we had this, it's like, okay, that's enough of winter. Let's get where we could be doing stuff outside.
Well, I don't think it's definitely not over yet.
No,
There's still
no,
going to be probably 2 or 3 more winter.
Next weekend,
events.
I saw 30 in the 30s. So, no.
It's
No.
probably going to snow on opening day for the baseball team. So
It always does.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
a month away.
or sometime the home opener or a home stand where it'll snow. And
Well, the thing
it's
is,
just the way it is.
I always
Just
used
so
to
they
dump
don't have
my
to-
boat in April, put it up in the marina, and it'd always snow.
Yep.
I'd go out for smallmouth, and it'd be snowing,
Yeah.
just so the game doesn't get rained out. That's, you wait for the opening day and then
They get snowed out.
Mhm.
and then they got to cancel it. So,
That's the good thing about the basketball games; they don't get snowed out.
man, you want to talk about basketball? Woo!
Boy, this
Cleveland's
is
doing
this is
really,
you know,
really
I'm
well.
not a big basketball fan
Yeah.
at all, but
Really?
I really like this team.
Oh,
They're fun to watch.
They
That was-
are fun to watch, and they smile and they slap each. They're such a nice
Yes.
team
They're
to
having a
watch.
good
Yes.
time.
These
They're not,
young men are just great.
Yeah.
You know,
the other team they're
Yeah.
down. They were down, I think, 9 points, at least 7, maybe 9, and there was only 5 minutes to go.
Mhm.
And they squeaked it out, and they won by 1. It's so much fun, so good that Cleveland finally, and they are the best team in the league. Which,
Yep.
man, when the announcers are saying that from
they're
other,
the best team in the country.
yeah,
Yep.
I mean that's amazing. But they built it, and it's got some. It's going to be the same next year. I mean, it's going to last, and that's why probably. But let's get Mike in here. Good morning, Mike.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Gentlemen, Uh-oh.
Hey,
You there?
we're
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're here.
Yeah, I was calling from the trail out here. I was walking the dog, and
Oh.
too nice, but didn't want to stay inside.
Yeah.
So I was calling Carl. I get real quick. I know we're up against the time, the hour. Yeah, I totally agree with you about everybody's a reporter, everybody's whatever. I suppose I'm in the same category.
Mhm.
But I watch YouTube videos all the time, and
Mhm.
I'm just amazed at what people put out. I'm good and bad. I mean, some people really got it going on.
Yep.
Some people don't, and some people can make a show. Some people can't produce a show. You know what I mean? Or
Yep.
they say, "What are you
It's
doing?"
not easy. It's a lot of work.
It is. It is.
Like I don't like to have any jittery video. I mean, I freak
Right.
out. I don't like that. And some people, you get, you want it smooth and professional, but yeah, it's
Right.
not. It's work.
Yeah.
And hats off to you guys, real quick. Everything can change. And Joe, your health, what you do is amazing. I'm inspired. You know what I mean? I want to be just like you when I grow up.
Cool.
And I've been blessed with being able to walk, being able to be outside. Had a lot of surgeries. Like my wife just fell down the stairs the other day.
Oh,
Hit her knee on the banister, wiped the banister out, broke the heck out of it. She's had all kinds of. Now she's looking at I don't know, half a year. She's had a couple surgeries already, and maybe half
Oh,
a year.
boy.
Walk. So Kinda crazy.
How's the banister? No.
I knew.
I
he
knew
was-
you were
I-
going there.
We're pointing at each other, you know. I
Well,
thought
well,
I'm
well,
going to let him say it, but my wife's out of town, so I don't care.
Well, if
Yeah,
it makes you feel any better, we were at the hospital 2 nights after that, and my son calls me and says, "Hey, Dad, the basement's got an inch of water in it." And
Oh.
so we've had the mitigation people out there, or whatever that's called, and with the heaters and everything blowing, it's been like a sauna in my house. for
Oh
like a week.
my!
When it
So
rains, it
maybe I
pours.
can talk to whoever's going to fix my basement, to fix the banister along with it. So
There you go.
I'll tell you, I
Exactly.
pray constantly for health. Anything else
Yes.
is not important.
No,
Health,
most
the older you
important
get, is
thing.
Yep.
so. If you don't have health, I ain't kidding. As you get older, you realize it. Everything else it don't matter.
No.
You could have all the money in the
And you
world. You
want
could have
health for your whole family too.
Yes.
It's so important.
yes, health is
absolutely.
a number one. And
Yep.
and you could kind of help it along, but you have no control over. An accident happening or what's inside you. You can't control that. So you're at the whims of nature and God and everything else. So yeah, health is number one, boy. And the younger you are, the more you got to use your head because as you're young, you don't think this is important
Right.
or that is important. And when you get old, you realize, ooh, that was important.
Yeah,
You know.
when you're young and you think, man, I really want to be charged by a Cape Buffalo.
Yeah, right. I'm invincible.
I've been
that
thinking,
lion's only 10 yards away. Maybe I'll
and I've been
shoot him.
thinking
You know?
I
about
can't
how,
see him.
How did that? Where was my mind that it wasn't? It was exciting.
It was on the banister. That's where it was.
I guess, and I think back.
Your
I've-
your wife is going to say, "Is Carl the one saying those banister jokes?" And I'm never going fishing with you again.
I'm worried that I'm going to trip over the carpet,
Yeah.
Right. I know.
Boy.
If you just would have made me that sandwich. No, just kidding. No, I'm joking. You can't do that these days. I know we're all.
No, you
it's a
can't.
different-
Nope.
But yeah, it's funny, and you're right. Absolutely, when you just don't. I'm outside today this morning, so I just couldn't sit inside. I love getting out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful every day I can get out. So
Yeah. Okay.
Well, our best wishes go with your wife there.
Yeah. Hope
good
everything
luck
works
to the
out.
missus, and I hope she heals up.
Yeah.
quickly.
She'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
See you, buddy.
Okay. And in that, we got to take a break. 1 hour down, 2 to go. So we'll be back on the other side.
I remember